Perry Mac 4-Wheel Drive Magazine, and here I am in Bend, Oregon, driving the new 2020 Silverado Heavy Duty.
Okay, so this is the 3/4 ton HD with the 6.6 gas in there. And,
Correct.
And people ask me all the time, what diesel should I buy? And I'm like, well, what do you tow? And they're like, oh, the camper a couple times a year and that's it. I'm like, don't buy a diesel, buy a gas. As soon as you open the hood, you'll understand why. That is why you buy a gas. This is 6.6, 400 horsepower, 464 foot-pounds of torque. But look how cute that is. I could crawl underneath here and you could close the hood.
There is a ton of space compared to the diesel, yeah.
Which means that easier to work on, easier to maintain, and cheaper overall cost of ownership. Now a couple of things, the front end is still baffled the same way in the front as the Duramax, but they don't have the cold air intake.
I know, I just saw that. Why, like, what did you save here?
Yeah, why not?
$5 on the factory floor, put a cold air intake.
Right, it's that simple. It's as simple as just replacing this with the cold air thing and putting an opening in your air filter. Yeah. And the battery is here. They could have put the battery there, and then put the air box here.
You're right, they could have. They could have switched around.
Having
said that, here is for overlanders, here's my battery backup. Here's my battery that's isolated to power all my electronics, lights, fridges, and a battery tray already, and plenty of room for it. You know, normally a smaller SUV or a mid-sized pickup truck, trying to squeeze that second battery in underneath the hood, top of all.
Yeah. This intake is a dummy.
It literally goes, oh, it's closed.
Yeah.
So it's purely cosmetic on the 6.6 liter gas.
Yeah.
Behind the wheel, first impressions.
I can feel the trailer more.
I can feel it sitting in the passenger seat more, way more.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So it comes back down to, it might be loaded different than the other trailer was, right? So maybe not as much weight on the back axle, but I can definitely feel this trailer more. The truck probably weighs a little less, only because of the diesel. I don't think that would make a huge difference.
All right, so do a little acceleration test. Why don't we do that? A little acceleration test, just to compare it to what the diesel felt like. Okay, she's right down.
That's to the floor?
That's to the floor. Yeah. That was the word that comes to mind is lame. I was looking for something that was a little bit more politically correct or polite, but...
So it's hard because you get out of a truck that has a Duramax in it. It's unfair to compare a gas to a diesel and say this is sluggish because whatever, it's apples and oranges.
So I guess my point is this. We were talking about, you know, towing and who should buy the diesel, who should buy the gas. I would just like to say that if someone really feels that they want that on-ramp acceleration, that they would buy the diesel.
Yeah.
Because
so if you want that on-ramp acceleration, spend another 10 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, what's 10 grand on 100?
Well, for 10 grand, if you put it in that perspective, then I'm sure that a tune to this thing will wake it up. You have to understand that this is every engine is an emission choked machine. Right out of the factory, it is not what it could be, and you can really wake this up if you wanted to.
I am glad that we drove the 6.6 liter in the gas, and honestly, because I expected from a brand new engine that in an HD truck, that it would have a lot more horsepower and torque, at least be delivered to the road a lot better than it has.
Yeah, it does seem a little sluggish and struggling. Again, it's difficult getting out of the Duramax because it's got a 10-speed transmission. This is a 6-speed transmission. All of that playing a factor. I want to know what rear end is in this one. If the other one's got 411s and this has 373s, it's a big difference.
Yeah.
And that's what gives you that feeling of get up and go. But this truck, as it is, feels pretty sluggish going up the hills. Like it's not like it's grabbing the next gear. It's kind of struggling at 4,000, 4,500 RPM.
Yeah. So for a tow vehicle, I know that the Duramax is more expensive, but to me that would be worth it, even if I'm just towing once a month. That's it, Perry Mac from 4-Wheel Drive Magazine. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Please share it with your friends. And if you want to see more, please subscribe.